Alright. Now, I need something to drink. And to make sure these little critters are not going to eat the lights. I think usually they're in the bathroom this time of evening. The cat nursery, the kitty nursery. Everybody's on their own. All the resources on this planet. And it never did trickle down. All those trickle down economics they talked about all those years, never once happened. Never once. Give us all your money, we'll divvy it out no, I don't think they ever said we'll divvy it out proper. They just say give us all your money. This place turned into a weird place, small country. It's like a lot of big cities and stuff. Looks like a third world country now. Everybody's like living in those shanties and tents and made up little shelters and stuff like that. And all these houses just sit empty all over the place. Because of made up games. It's a trip. Alright. I'm gonna do my talk. Got my box. Hi Nathan. Happy weekend to you. Oh, confound it. I always forget my light. Hi Artie Pants. Good boy. Good boy. You can lie down. You can lay there. The sun's just going down, man. That's one thing. The freaking sky here. Hey, little cat. The skies around here are so wide open. We get the best sunrises and the best sunset. You're not so little. Gosh, when did that cat get so big? He's about ready to go outside. He's about to go try his hand in the outside world. I don't know. I'm kind of chicken. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. They got to get a little bit early. They're still not... They're still like teenagers, so they're still kind of dumb. Still making bad life choices. So, hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hayoka empath. I just put some freaking eye drops in my eyes to try and add some moisture. We had the fans on today after not having them on for a few days because it's been so freaking cool where we had been. Didn't need them. Now they're all dried out, so I came into the solution. I think that's funny because it's eye solution. So, all in all, I don't know, it's pretty okay today. I went and walked around a little bit. And, I came up with this idea because I'm not allowed... that's what... People that don't know how controlling people can be don't understand what it's like if they've never, like, had those people in their life, you know? And it sucks for us that have those people in our lives that just, like... I've always had people just put me in my place. I'm like, what place is that? I don't think other people have places. You know, yeah, so many people are just so adamant to put me in mine, whatever that is. It's just freaking ridiculous. Just the power play, man. That's why the planet's going down the toilet, because you got all these freaking wackadoo wet brain these men and women with the same freaking broke psychology that are in charge that are just, they're just crazy. They're crazy. So, God, I just can't believe it. Anyway, so I went down this morning. I went and got a cup of coffee and went down to the park for just a little while and ran into a young fella. See, I'm a foot soldier. I always been a foot soldier. Boots on the ground. Matter of fact, one of my pairs of boots from the Air Force, I'm gonna have resold here before too long. Yeah, at a Native American shoe guy, and a buddy of mine had a pair of his done, and they have like a really hard sole bottom, but they're sewn, and it's like a moccasin bottom. Yeah, it's like a bottom to like what they put on moccasins, but it's woven into the boot. It's sewn onto the boot. It's cool. So I came up with this idea because I got this brother who doesn't let me participate in my niece's life because he just doesn't allow it. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And I didn't think he'd do it because he's, but he's probably one of those he's in one of those secret clubs. I don't know which one. He's in a fraternity, the Kappa Sigma Pi or whatever it is. He's a lawyer. Or he's got to be in some freaking bro club, asshole club. And so I'm not allowed to, like, send my nieces stuff and stuff. So I came up with a solution a couple weeks ago that, F that, I think about her a lot. She's 7 years old. She's in Taekwondo, I think she plays soccer too. But, I don't know. When she's 12, I think she'll get her cell phone, her iPhone, because her sister got one. So then I'll just start communicating with her direct. But until then, what I decided to do... Don't eat my belongings, kitten. It's danger. There. Do not eat my belongings. You're so cute. Oh my gosh. You're the cutest little one. It said, don't beat me up. It's against my boundaries. You're not respecting my boundaries. You're so cute. You're my favorite little one. I said, put me down. I'm not in the mood. Put me down. I'm not in the mood. You want to be over here? Oh, no. He said, put me back. Put me back where you found me. There you go. Play with your little elephant there. So, I was thinking about her today, and I decided after I went and drank my cup of coffee, that I'd go over to where all the shops are, all the trendy shops. I didn't know what they had in the John Dunn freaking little shop area. They got like a kitchen store, which is freaking cool. I was so happy to see that. They got like a whole kitchen store. I miss things like that and like the accessibility of big cities, because I live in the 90s, man. This town is so small. It is so far in the past, and they just, I don't know. It's a trip. So this is the first thing that I got her, and it's a picture frame. It's cool. It's a picture frame that has all this boop engraving all the way around it. You can't really see all the detail. I get that. But then on the bottom, it opens up. You can put your loot in it. You can put whatever you want in it. And I thought it was cool because on the ends here, they even have magnets. You can see them. Thought that was a nice extra touch. They even have magnets here. And then they're inside. Then they're inside here too. That's nice, so it stays in place. That's a hand. That's like. That's above and beyond. Oh, it's backwards. Opposite polarity. Excuse me. That's weird. Now it's okay. It's like the polarity switch. Now it's popping off. How weird is that, Ma? It was just okay. And the polarity. So what I got to do is I got to introduce a magnet. I think I have magnetized screwdrivers. Something that has more magnetism than these little magnets. And that'll hopefully, because now I broke it. Now it's our... Oh, it pops off now. That's so dumb. I changed the polarity of the magnets. Oh, confounded. What are you going to do? Anyway, we'll figure it out before I'll get to give it to her. So, whenever I feel like getting her presents whenever I'm thinking about her for whatever occasion I want. So now I'll make a little note. I'll make a little note and put it in here, and then whenever I see her again, she can come visit and walk throughout the house and go through on like a little scavenger hunt and find all the stuff that I've collected, and like I'll put a note on it, you know, just because you're you, just because I love you, I was thinking about you, and then, you know, she can find it. Yeah, that's my solution for that. Try and keep me from freaking engaging in my niece's life. I mean, come on. I've never even done anything in my life that has even warranted such freaking crappy freaking treatment. It's just, I mean, just when you think people are gonna zig, they zag. And it's everybody has the potential, including myself. Everybody. You know, ain't nobody has like consistent behavior. Even people that have always acted the same way, those are the ones you got to be careful of, because they could do a 180 any second. So, I've been living a lot lately. The last few years, I've been very active in my life, and I've had a lot of adventures. And even in the last few years, it's been a pretty wild ride. I don't get out as much in this point in my life as other times I have in my life. You know, I just always driving around. I take off, go drive around all day, you know. But things have changed now, and my responsibilities have shifted and things. And so, well, I get real excited for other people that get to do freaking wonderful things. And I've been fortunate enough that I've known a lot of people that have done a lot of really cool stuff. And I got like weird kids stuck. I got like weird kids stuck on that show. I'm autistic. I get stuck on stuff. And that show, The Bear. And I watched a bunch of that Jeremy Allen, I can't remember his name. Anyway, the guy that plays chef in it, and even his the sous chef is a chef assistant. That, I mean, you know, so I look into people, and a guy I used to know from Omaha, he ended up moving out to California. He's married, and his husband's like an officer in the Air Force. Bullshit, you know. That's like, I just saw today. He's like, oh, he has like 2 bachelor's degrees. That's what they do, man. Is they just freaking, they get all the. I mean, it's great that it works out for so many people. But everybody should have the same advantages, not just people that freaking, you know, kill people in other countries we have no business being in. I mean, you get all these degrees, and all you have to do is go to school. You know, what's your job? What's your job? What do you do? What does anybody actually do? I mean, I was a maintainer. I was flight line support. We freaking worked hard. We worked hard all the time. So I know what we did. But all those people that make these crazy decisions to freaking kill people off in places we have no business. Well, I mean, what do you actually do? You just sit around and talk about, you know, the good old days and how your uncles and dads and grandpas freaking kill people, so you want to too? It's ridiculous. So, anyway, I'm not a fan of freaking people that cite. I mean, they're the, you know, I can't, us veterans, we can't even get, but he's an officer. I mean, so the guy probably makes home like $7,000, $8,000 a month. It's just freaking horseshit. And then and then when they get their freaking promotions, they just happen to do it in a country that's in the desert, and then they get their re-enlistment bonus or whatever it is that, you know, their promotion bonus. It's all tax-free because they're in a hazardous, you know, they create the hazardous zones and then they pay themselves extra to be there. It's freaking ridiculous. And look at all and you know why people get mad at me for talking about this? Because look at all the military, look at all the systems that benefit from it. Look at all the military brats, you know. Look at all the people. Yeah, they moved around a lot. But how many people moved around a lot? You know, back in the 70s and 80s, and you know, even in the 90s, they stopped doing it back in the moving around people so much in the 2000s and stuff. But still, man, you don't got to worry about your stuff. Freaking truck comes, truck loads it up, takes it. You know, even if it's for cross country, none of it's on your dime. It's just the misappropriation of funds, and it's just a gross system. Anyway, vicariously living through other people, except in, you know, this kid, I was like, he was a chef, and I know that he went in, and so I was like, hey, have you watched that show, The Bear? You know, he's like, it might be up your alley. Stupid me for thinking that he would just watch the show. No, he was actually one of the chefs that trained him, because they went around and trained with different chefs all over the place. So I mean, this kid, man, that's Vinnie. This kid, man, and then I mean, that kid, earlier on his like years ago, I remember he's just I wonder when his birthday is. He's such a schmoozer. He's a very personable, and he's a very charming, you can tell, very charming young man. Good dad too. I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, yeah, of course you did, because this guy, like, I remember seeing pictures of him with Warren Buffett at like Nebraska Furniture Mart. I'm just like, yeah, of course, you know. You got people that are just like, right, they're just, I don't know if they save villages in the last reincarnation or what it is, but you got to it's just like really cool incarnations, you know, really, really cool. And I know people have their struggles in their path and everything like that. But man, some people, man, it's just like they got charmed lives. They just do. They just do. And my life is charmed in a different kind of crappy way. Why are you touching my toy like that with your nails? Oh, that's Tango. Tango and I are like, I'm trying to just, I'm like, he may never go outside ever again. Yeah, so that was cool that, you know, and then I think about all these shows that are on right now, these new shows and these movies that are coming out, all these blockbusters, you know, I'm like, I know that they were being made in full production when everybody else had a mask on. And it always goes back to there's always different sets of rules for different people. There always is. Be damned, policies, regulations, rules, ordinance, F them all. People like make such a big deal out of like government stuff and top secret. Dude, top secret is freaking people doing stuff they don't need to be doing. That's what, and it's like, we're doing it for your safety. No, you're pissing away our money. You're doing like weird stuff, you know, messing with people's energy, with direct energy. I mean, doing stuff to the way that they like it. See, because you got to understand, these guys, they're such freaking egomaniacal freaking meatheads and so power hungry. A lot of them, their manlyhood, because their parts don't work anymore, because like, you know, they know what a piece of shit they are, so their parts are not gonna work. That's how it works, you know. So in order to get it to work, they got to create havoc. They got to, you know, rape, pillage, cause harm. You know, that's how they designate what men they are. It's infantile mentality. It's like 12, 13, 14 years old. But sometimes stuff happens to these guys and they get stuck. People's minds get stuck in a loop. You know? And they get their own agendas. They just know the way and the means in which they can, you know, the places and the routes that they can go to get to what they want. It's quite interesting, really. The things that people allow. What people have allowed. It's really embarrassing. And are we coming up? I mean, it's really. They keep talking about, I think the World War III is of the spiritual variety. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see. No, it don't matter. Me and Mom have been freaking surviving for years. I'm pretty ready. I mean, even if we had to go live in a trailer, I'd make it work. It would be comfy. It would be comfortable. It'd be homey, and I'd reinforce things to keep out elements and things like that. So, whatever is going to happen, we just learned a long time ago that as long as we're together, that's all that matters. I was thinking about yesterday. How many times I freaking name these talks something, and then I don't even talk about what I was going to talk about because I just go off on a different flow. But I've always thought in terms of energy and frequency and things like that. And even with electricity, like with the light, your light or a fan or whatever, what enables the light switch to go on is what you got two contacts, right? And you flip the switch and it closes the contacts, which completes the circuit and the power goes through, right? And then you have light, okay? And I always looked at money as energy, the same. Like you can it'll keep coming in, but you got to give it away. And then I've been a part of other spiritual programs throughout my life, and it's the same principles. In order to keep your peace and serenity, you got to be of service to others and help other people and tell people, that's why I'm always on here telling people my mistakes. I'm hoping somebody's going to learn from don't do the things I do. Or, maybe you'll have a better outcome than me if you do. And I'd like to hear it. But I was thinking about, and I see so much, and that's the verses. That's the light and the shadow. That's the living from heart and the living from spirit, heart space, and living from the heart space of greed, power, dominance, control, all that other stuff. We got we got to tip the freaking balance, And well, how's that going to happen? The only way I think, I don't know, people are going to have to freaking really not become to the point where they don't give a shit about money, where they really don't care. It has to lose its power, and a lot of people, and it's about to, because they're trying to get rid of paper money. Everybody's talking about it, so it's going to happen. The reality is going to be created because collective consciousness is directed and pointed right at it. Because they put it out in the mainstream media, and then people are thinking about it, and then you go to the store and something happens, and like there's already businesses that are already starting the cashless, and they did a beta test in the last 2 years, making people scared. So are these all? I mean, how many people don't use like ATM? I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people that don't have bank accounts. I know a lot of people that don't do online stuff. They don't care about the internet. And the freaking little mental minis that are, their lives are so empty in their reality that they got to create it and build it up so big in virtual world. Sounds like a personal problem. Sounds like a lot of people need to get hobbies and stuff like that. Like, that's why I ain't worried about the meta, all that stuff. I've been in IT a long time. Everything has like a flash, everything like technology-wise, it has a very short lifespan because the people that create it have very short attention spans, and they're always looking to do something different. So even if you have a really cool, rad product, a version of a software that's freaking exceptional and people love it, you don't get too excited because it's going to be gone in 2 weeks. So, I mean, technology is so fallible because it's made by man. And man is so very fallible. That's why freaking we ain't going to space, man. We ain't going there. We ain't allowed there. We're not allowed there. Human beings break everything. So keep putting a bunch of freaking, siphoning, I'd rather have affordable housing. Every time I see this nonsense, like they just pump freaking gazillion, just money that is just made up into stuff. Yet, people like me can't create get any kind of support to freaking realize our visions and make our lives better for ourselves and other people, because our ideas are good and not enough people suffer. That's how you know that the system is made to fail, is made because they want people to suffer, and it's all by design. They got to harvest that positive energy, got to harvest that negative energy. It's those dual freaking polarities, man, that makes the darkest magic. That gets the greatest divination. They're cheating. You can get all this knowing, all this stuff. You can get direct link to source and all the information that has ever been consciously realized in all existences and all realms by just meditating. Yet you got these freaking crazy wackadoos, freaking these perverts that freaking just like, I don't know, get the rocks off from slitting the throat of a goat and doing weird stuff to kids and stuff like that. And I mean, if it don't stop, I mean, when is it gonna stop? How bad do things have to get again? I mean, people keep running their wheels. Riot. The earth is gonna just freaking reset like an erector set. It's just gonna, okay, do over. You guys suck. Can't get it right. Let's cue. What's that word? Cataclysmic event. Because they can't. We got Creator that gives us everything we need to have heaven on this earth. Yet civilization after civilization has to fall because people are greedy. It's just a trip, man. Why can't just once we get it right for a little while? Because people got to be in control. They do. They don't know how to not. It's how they identify with their labels, their job titles, their except when it comes to do something with their job, and then they're like, that's not in my job description. Well, why don't you tell me what your job description is so I know what freaking ridiculous. The world's just so absurd. It's so absurd. It's what? Yeah, that's why it was kind of cool at the park today when I went. I went like at 9, 10, and then I went and walked around. Got some really overpriced freaking taco. They're the little itty bitty ones too, and they were still $5 a piece. I'm like, Mom got a quesadilla. It was okay. I mean, but it's just like, whatever. What people think they're worth, man. I'm like, oh, must have never had really, really, really like great food, because your bar is low. But I had a Mexican Coke too. I don't drink those very often. I don't really do caffeine very much, so I drank part of it and came home and gave Mom the rest. Mom about guzzled it. She freaking loves that stuff, man. Huh? You like that Mexican Coke, Ma? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm not really big on caffeine. And I had already had a cup of coffee earlier. I got regular. Didn't even get decaf today. But it was a nice day weather-wise. When I was walking through the farmer's market yesterday, I walked past this juice stand, and I just talked to Bonnie, I think that's her name, or Linda. She's the palm reader lady. And I was going to go see about getting something to drink. And she recommended where I could go to get something to drink. And I was walking past, and this girl, she just started, like, a young girl, maybe 10, 9, young, kind of pudgy. I was her build when I was probably that age. Little pudge on the pudgy side. And she just was like, a kid a little bit older, he's like, there's a spider on you, right? And she just like her face turned white, and she just freaked out. Like, she just started, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, get it off me. And I stepped in because he like knocked it off, and then it knocked on the ground, and he was right there. And I was just waiting for him to freaking put his, because I knew he wanted to just stomp on the spider, right? I could tell that's like, he had his leg, and I was like, whoa, just wait a minute, just stop. This spider is not going to kill you. Like, whoa. I mean, it was tiny. So I picked it up and I put it over on the side off on the side on the wall, on the other side of the wall, and he grabbed he like hooked onto it and started to fall with his web, and I was like, take care, dude, and I was just like, man, that's a little, see, that's the thing, man. People have never had really scary crap happen to them, I mean, I'm not, and Mom, my whole life, like, she's always been a gasper, one of those, oh my God, and I'm just like, dude, that makes it worse. Don't do that. But anyway, but as far as energy, and it's just, I'm like, people aren't getting it. They're not getting it. It's a one-way street with most people. And time is also, can be looked at that too. Time, just giving people your time. People don't even want to give their time up. And it's like, well, how are people, where's the people living in service if they're don't want to do any of the service-oriented things that come along with being a service? I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. That's what it. That's it. That's what it is. I got it all wrong. But at least it's not hot here. I think the next. I think like tomorrow is gonna be 87. Maybe I'll even go get a bag of ice, Ma. Like tomorrow and Tuesday is gonna be 87. Then it's gonna go back down, right? But when I looked. Freaking Sacramento, Tuesday is going to be 114. Monday is going to be 112. And then I look at Redding, Monday's going to be 112, or Tuesday's going to be, Monday's going to be 112, and then Tuesday's going to be 116. I remember when I had chicken pox, it was 117, and we couldn't use it. We had a swamp cooler. Mom would use like a couple hours in the afternoon, but we couldn't afford to use it much more than that. I think it's funny when people talk about poverty consciousness. It's not the people in the bottom that have poverty consciousness. It's the people at the top that love creating it, and they really enjoy freaking people in a bad way, living hard. They just like making hard for people in life. There are kind of people, and like people attract like people, so they hire their buddies, and then you got these whole offices and organizations of people that just like to make a lot of profit from making things hard for people, or selling people things that they don't need. When is this shift gonna happen? That's what I'm waiting for. People keep talking about the big shift and how much things are going to change, and I see them changing a little. I see them changing different than how other people see it, because they're still continuing. More and more people are coming into more and more stuff, and then it's just like, all the stuff that they were going to do, they forgot about all the little people and stuff like that, and it's more and more and more, and so now we're stepping into the collective wave of bullshit, the mass collection of nonsense, like when people we can't have any more, and so it's going to break, and it's going to be interesting. That's about all I got for now.